Case summary. Case name. The Great Peace Shipping Ltd. Salvage International Ltd. 2002 Ye. WCA Civ 1407. Court. Court of Appeal of England and Wales. Year. 2002. Citation. 2002 Ye. WCA Civ 1407. The case of the Great Peace concerned the doctrine of mistake in contract law, specifically common mistake. It revolved around a contract for salvage services that was based on a mutual mistake regarding the proximity of the salvage vessel to the distressed ship. Background facts. Claimant, the Great Peace Shipping Limited. Defendant, Savliris Salvage International Limited. Background. Savliris Salvadelity was a company that provided salvage services. The company was contracted to assist a ship in distress, the Cape Providence, which was experiencing structural damage in the Indian Ocean. Savliris arranged for the Great Peace, a ship owned by the Great Peace Shipping Ltd., to provide assistance. It was believed that the Great Peace was the closest suitable vessel, located about 35 miles away from the Cape Providence. However, it was later discovered that the Great Peace was actually over 400 miles away from the distressed vessel. This significant miscalculation meant that the Great Peace could not arrive in time to be of any meaningful assistance. Argument. Claimant's argument. The Great Peace Shipping Ltd. claimed that Savliris was still obligated to pay the agreed fee for the contracted service, regardless of the distance miscalculation, as the contract was valid and binding. Defendant's argument. Savliris argued that the contract was void due to a common mistake. Both parties had entered into the contract under the erroneous belief that the Great Peace was much closer to the Cape Providence than it actually was. Savliris sought to rescind the contract based on this mutual mistake, asserting that the mistake rendered the contract fundamentally different from what was initially contemplated. Final outcome and law justification. Outcome. The Court of Appeal held that the contract was not void for common mistake. The court found that the mistake regarding the distance did not render the contract fundamentally different from what was agreed upon. The mistake was not sufficient to void the contract under the doctrine of common mistake. Law justification. The court applied the principles of common mistake as outlined in previous cases such as Bell v. Lever Brothers Ltd., 1932, AC 161. The court emphasized that for a common mistake to void a contract, the mistake must render the subject matter of the contract essentially and radically different from what the parties believed it to be. In this case, the court determined that the mistake about the distance, while significant, did not meet this threshold. The purpose of the contract, providing salvage services, was still achievable, albeit with some delay. Thus, the contract remained valid, and Savliris was still liable to fulfill its obligations. Key concept. Implication of the court case. The Great Peace case reaffirmed the stringent requirements for invoking the doctrine of common mistake to void a contract, highlighted that not all mistakes, even if significant, will render a contract void. The mistake must fundamentally change the nature of the contract's subject matter. Key learnings for candidates. 1. A common mistake must significantly alter the essence of the contract's subject matter to void the contract. 2. The courts are reluctant to void contracts based on mistakes unless the mistake goes to the root of the contract. 3. Understanding the strict requirements of common mistake is crucial for legal professionals when assessing the validity of contracts under English law. By analyzing the Great Peace case, legal candidates can appreciate the nuances of the common mistake doctrine and its application in contract law, ensuring they are better equipped to handle similar issues in their professional practice.